Hey, what's up everybody out there in YouTube land? Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about travel because we just got back from this incredible travel assignment over in Italy. And it was quite a journey to say the least. And I thought I'd share a little bit of the behind the scenes of what did we pack in our camera bag for this incredible assignment. So welcome to our channel, Together in Style. We are live and I've been doing these live streams lately, which has been a lot of fun. Just a way to interact and get out there and share information and kind of give my 2 cents worth of how we are tackling the challenges of being successful entrepreneurs as creative people, as photographers, filmmakers, paintings, all of the above. So it's a channel really dedicated to the lifestyle of being a creative person. And there's a lot of creative people out there today, to say the least, because let's face it, this is just a different economy. Lots of people are using their creative habits and their creative abilities to create their own jobs, and that's pretty exciting. And so this is just a fun way that I can share kind of my 2 cents worth on the creative process and things of that nature. So yes, we just got back from Italy last night around midnight. It was quite the journey. This is about a 16-hour flight from Venice to Atlanta last night. And then we had lots of delays. The Atlanta airport, I guess, kind of dropped the ball due to thunderstorms, and they closed the airport for a little while. So we had several delays to get home, but we got home and we're safe, and that's all that really matters at the end of the day. So we're really thankful to have had an incredible trip together. So how did we land this assignment? Well, it was really my wife's assignment, Jennifer. We are both photographers and filmmakers and artists. And she was out there creating content and imagery for a winery out of Verona, Italy. And she had a lot to tackle, to say the least, on this assignment. Everything from doing landscape photography out in the vineyards itself, to doing executive portraits, to capturing and producing a fashion photo shoot at a beautiful mansion, to products and details and all of the above. So to say the least, we had to bring an awful lot of gear on this particular assignment. And that brought me to the idea of I'm unpacking my bags today from the assignment. And I said, you know what, why not just go live with this? Because we felt a lot of anxiety kind of leading up to this assignment in terms of, hearing on the news what is going on with travel and what you can bring, what you can't bring. But we knew we had to have a lot of gear, and so that gave us a little anxiety, if you know what I mean. But I think a lot of photographers and people traveling out there have the same anxiety. So I thought I'd talk about how we did it, what we brought, and kind of give you some insight to that. So let's dive in real quick. First gear bag, all the tripods that we have to take. I love this little Bogan bag. I actually don't know when I got this. I guess I can start pulling the tags off of these things too. But I've had this nearly forever, it seems like. And I pulled it out, and it's a really great bag because it's really tight, it's padded. I put all my tripods in it. Certainly we have our Enduro tripod here. Typically when we're on assignment, I end up doing a few different time lapses and whatnot, and so that was key. I wanted to bring some lighting, so we needed light stands. I love these light stands that have 3 levels to them, because with the 3 knobs, it allows me to take a light stand all the way up to 12, 15 feet up in the air, which turned out to be kind of crucial for some of the lighting that we needed to do, because we were in a beautiful dark barrel room doing a bit of a fashion shoot and some executive portraits. And so it was nice to be able to get the light up really high over the top of the barrel so that Jennifer, my wife, could shoot into the light and not have it flaring into her camera, things of that nature. So a couple of these fit into our bag. And we'll talk about some light shaping tools that we brought as well along the way, because when we're doing portraits on assignment and it's a really intense assignment like this, there's some light shaping tools that I think make our lives easy, give us the quality that we want, but don't kind of bog us down and overwhelm us. And one of those, last thing in the bag, is a semi-translucent umbrella here, a white umbrella, I should say. What I love about these is that I can utilize these in so many different ways. If I aim the light through it, it bounces off the walls behind me, filling the room with light. If I aim it towards the subject and light through it, it gives this really bright spot in the middle, great for portraits, but still kind of fills the room with light on the outside. This is one of the most underrated light shaping tools out there, but it is really an incredible tool for portraits, especially environmental portraits all the time. So gear bag number 1. This we would put underneath the plane. It's pretty lightweight, so no problems there. Sometimes they want to put it in the oversized due to the shape, but we tell them please don't, and it seems to work out for us. So next up, let's dive into this. Here I have a Tamrac case. It's a roller case. What I love about their cases, and I've had this forever, and it's just lasted and lasted lots of international trips, but I love how big the wheels are here. You can roll them over grass, and it just really I have no problems with them, and they just last and last. Let's dive in and pick out some things that are in here. Lots of things for charging. This is just a USB charger I got at IKEA, but I can have phones, laptops, whatever I need coming out of this, or I should say iPads coming out of this, and charge 3 things at once. So that's kind of key. I love this little tiny case by Peak Design. If we're walking the streets like we did a lot of street photography just in our own time, throw this over my shoulder. I can fit a couple of lenses. I can put a body connected on the little Peak Design system here, and that works out really well for just being lightweight and mobile. Inside of here, here's the key, my ProPhoto B1s, flash units. This allows us to light rooms, do portraits, and yes, this is a lot to carry overseas. This is a lot of weight, but when it comes to the types of assignments that we do, they really demand us to be able to have everything at our fingertips. So again, 2 ProPhoto B1s and batteries as well. Again, the one thing I will say, this does not go under the plane under any circumstances whatsoever. So the key to that is to make sure that your carry-on bags fit in the overhead compartments and that they are rated for that. This one actually is about 1 inch too big, but we've gotten away with it every time. And then I also have a kind of a grid spot here for doing kind of narrow focused hair lights or shoulder lights, key lights as well. So there's our lighting systems. In here, I also fell in love with these little lume cubes. I use these all the time. They're great for video, great for pin spotlighting, little subjects, little products. And the LED is small, so it gives kind of a harsh lighting, but it's kind of cool in that way. So I've become a fan of these. They are charged with a little USB cable. They last a good while. They're plenty bright, and they're waterproof. So you can use them in a variety of ways. Also inside this bag, this is the ProPhoto off-camera flash OCF speed ring. I love it because while it's not as strong and as well made as a steel speed ring, this thing weighs nothing. So this little speed ring can just simply fit right in here, and I can use it for all sorts of light shaping tools, which we'll get to in a moment. Of course, my charger for my ProPhoto units, iPhone charger here, a couple more cables, selfie stick, who knows, might need that, and my Lumix charger for my Lumix GH5 in here as well. So that's kind of the lighting bag, if you will. And then on the interior here, I actually purchased right before I left the OCF beauty dish. It's a 2-foot beauty dish. What I love about this is I'm a huge fan of beauty dish lighting. And this is one that is collapsible. It fits right on this speed ring, and looks and works just like a real beauty dish, as you can see. So big fan of that. And I actually realized, because I also have the 2-foot Octa ProPhoto OCF, that doesn't fit 100% perfect, but very close, like almost perfect. You can also use the grid on the beauty dish as well. And I like that because beauty dishes throw light everywhere. Great for portraits, great for fashion photography. But sometimes I want to have a little bit more control in the direction of my light. And this little grid will actually fit on the beauty dish. And it's a little bit sloppy, but actually that gives me some benefits that are kind of interesting I learned along the way. So kind of a creative way to blend 2 different light shaping tools. Again, there is one that goes with us at all times, not under the plane, but in the overhead compartment. So let's talk about that real quick for just a moment. It's really key if you're traveling internationally to make sure you have one of the early zone boardings, because if you get on the plane and you realize there's no overhead space, they're going to force you to put your bag under the plane. So if you have to go up to the front desk, whatever you have to do, to make sure that you have space when you get on that plane. If you're traveling internationally, take the time to do that. It's all the difference in the world of you not having to stress about your gear getting damaged. And I can honestly say that every single time I put gear under the plane, something comes back broken from TSA. So sorry, TSA, you guys, you throw bags around like crazy, and it's not something I like to do. So let's dive into the other camera bag here. Another roller case. So again, rated to be able to take on board with us. But check this out. I know we get concerned. We're traveling to Italy, so not such a big deal. In other countries, I'd really pay attention to the news and what's going on. But they've even been saying that they're going to stop travel of laptops from Europe, possibly. We were pretty nervous leading up to this because we knew we had to have a lot of gear for this assignment. But look what we carried. I have a DJI Mavic Pro drone here for doing some incredible work. Let's dive in further. We have a Sound Devices Mix Pre, which is an incredible tool for capturing high quality audio from multiple mics, so redundant audio. Lots of lenses from my Lumix GH5. Here's our 35 to 100. Here's our 42.5 1.2 Leica. Lots of batteries in here, extra drone batteries, drone battery charger, Lumix GX85, incredible camera. I walked the streets with this non-stop when we went over to Venice and captured all sorts of cool footage on this. This is really on par with the quality of imagery that I'm getting out of my Lumix GH5. I love this as a perfect companion camera to the larger systems, and it's really one of my favorite go-to camera systems because it's just so lightweight and it's so tiny and can go anywhere. Again, have a little Rode mic here, keeping it lightweight, keeping it simple, and a couple chargers, gaff tape, that's key for applying mics or any other thing that we run up against, and a couple of chargers in here as well. My laptop also fits in the top here. Yes, we have to take our laptops off, out, put them through. Yes, we have to put our iPad through as well. But we had absolutely no problems going through Italy, going there or coming home. Yes, they did swab the bags and have us take a couple of things out, but for the most part, we traveled without a hitch overseas. But again, making sure that we have the ability to use these as carry-ons and that they are capable of being carry-ons is one of the keys to making this successful and somewhat stress-free. So let's move on to the shoulder bag. I have fallen in love with this Peak Design camera bag. I have no relationship with them, but it's I bought it right out because I said, you know what, it's time for a new camera bag. I love that it fits over my shoulder. I don't know what this is going to do to the mic that's sitting on me, but their little system here, once again, I'm able to just kind of pop it on and off. I have a Lumix GH5 on me at all times, ready at my fingertips, and I love that because I do a lot of run and gun street photography when I'm in the plane and we're flying over cities, or last night was amazing. I was capturing thunderstorms lighting up at night with the ground still lit as dusk came through. So I just love having it at my fingertips at all times, and it just kind of clicks on there and I can be run and gun and ready and mobile. But the key is inside of this bag I can fit a lot of things too, and this is one of the things that I just love about being a Micro Four Thirds Lumix luminary artist, is that I can carry more on assignment. And so here I have another Lumix GH5. I have the battery grip. Here's a Leica 8 to 18 millimeter lens on it. I've got a 50 millimeter 1.7 Lumix lens. I have a GoPro. Love my little GoPro session. We capture some behind the scenes clips with that sometimes. Love how it's waterproof. Sunglasses. What else do we have? A 12 to 35 2.8 Lumix lens. Again, incredible medium lens. There's more to this. I've got also a 12 to 60 Leica lens in here as well. Neutral density filters for shooting video on them. I mean, it's like pulling rabbits out of a hat when you work in a Micro Four Thirds format because you can just fit so much in a bag. And so interior here, we have our ability to have all of our SD cards, more neutral density filters, more batteries. And so that's pretty much a wrap on everything that we take when we're traveling overseas. Again, the key to this is just to take your time, pack everything good, make sure that you have the ability to have bags that allow you to put all of your gear along with you in the overhead compartments. Never put them underneath the plane because it really makes all the difference in the world. I'm gonna jump over to chat here. I see Jason. Let's see, how do you guys charge the client for so many bags? Do you itemize, or is just implied or included in your cost per assignment? Which is better? That's a good question. So we always have to make sure we cover our cost on baggage. In the US here, it's generally $25 a bag. So whatever it takes to get $25 a bag over to it, we just charge and itemize it for the client and just make sure that they're aware of it. When we're flying overseas, we actually didn't have any baggage charges because you're allowed one single bag on international flights. And so the only bag you're not seeing here is Jennifer had a little shoulder carry-on with some clothes in it. And we had a giant suitcase that we kind of consolidate, and we make concessions on clothing rather than gear. And so that's how we kind of get it done. But yes, Jason, to answer your question, we imply it, we let them know that there's going to be baggage fees sometimes. And we try to just put it up front and itemize it within the bill and our estimate, because we find that it's just much easier to get things done ahead of time than it is to do it afterwards. So, but that's a wrap on our trip to Italy and all the bags and all the things that we take. I've got a massive amount of footage I downloaded today, both from the commercial assignment, where I was capturing Jennifer behind the scenes as she created portraits and fashion shoots and so on and so forth. I look forward to sharing some of that along the way once we process all the images and get through it all. But we also spent a couple of extra days in Venice together, and we worked the entire time. Jennifer went crazy doing street photography of Venice, kind of in the vein of maybe Cartier-Bresson, and just really beautiful street photography. And I spent a lot of time capturing her behind the scenes doing that. So we had a lot of fun together, and we will be sharing lots along as well as we start moving forward. So remember, wait a second. Jennifer's saying, remember extra outlet converter plugs to oh, yes. My wife's actually watching and chimed in. So we get to Italy, and we realized that we had a converter to convert the power when we plugged in, because US and Italy is totally different. And I actually even had extra ones when I left here. But when we arrived there, ours wasn't working initially. And so eventually we got it to work. But I'm telling you, we searched every electronics store in Verona, Italy, and we just could not find one, which was driving us up the wall batty crazy. But yes, always remember to carry not just one, because if it fails, you're done, but multiple converters of power when you're doing assignments overseas, because you just don't want to be put in a position where you can't get your equipment charged, especially when you have a multi-day assignment that requires all of this gear to be working in your favor. So I'm going to be posting more throughout the rest of this week, more next week. And I look forward to, I've decided in my trip, I was so inspired by so many different things, that I'm going to start focusing on each individual lens and sharing imagery from each individual lens that I use, talk about why they're my favorites. I'm going to be sharing all sorts of information on technology and things that we do as photographers and filmmakers behind the scenes moving forward, just because I think that could be helpful for a few people out there. But, you know, Micro Four Thirds is an interesting beast because, yes, it is lighter weight equipment. The lenses are smaller than a DSLR. I love all of that about it, but it's not so much that I don't want to carry the weight. I just want to be able to carry all the extra cool tools to send my work over the moon, over the top for our clients. And I know my wife, Jennifer, feels the same way as well. So look forward to sharing more information throughout the week and beyond. Hope you guys have a great evening, and we'll catch up with you soon.